Hey everybody, Lorin Cohen here. Today I want to do a quick video talking about something that I find confuses a lot of bass players and confused the heck out of me, and this is the tritone substitution. Now, as bass players, we do this all the time, okay? We may go B flat, A natural to A flat, all right? We walk down chromatically all the time. And for bass players, we just think this tritone sub thing, tritone substitution, this big scary phrase, what does that mean? And why is what we're doing there when we just walk down in half steps like that? Why does that have to have this crazy terminology, right? Tritone substitution, all right? Well, here's what's really happening there. Let's say we have B flat minor 7, all right? And B flat minor 7, if we're just playing like a 2-5-1, B flat minor 7 to E flat 7 to A flat major 7. Well, as bass players, of course, all the time, we go like this, right, to get there. But let's dig into a little bit of what everybody else is talking about when they hear us do that and they explain what's going on there. Okay, well, essentially it's this. We have B flat 7, B flat minor 7, excuse me, and then we go to E flat dominant 7th, right? Well, E flat dominant 7th is the same thing essentially as A7, right? So when we do this and we go to A7, we are substituting, okay? Substituting out of that E flat 7 with A7. And if you look at the keyboard, you can already see, how this works. E flat 7 is essentially defined by these two notes. The third, which is G, and the 7th, which is D flat. Well, for A natural, those notes define the chord as well. We call these guide tones. G now becomes the 7th, and C sharp here, let's just pretend that my app is calling this C sharp, is the 3rd. All right, now, but why this crazy terminology of tritone? So some of you may know this already. E flat to A is a tritone. All right, why is this a tritone? Because we have 3 tones to get there. E flat to F is one tone, all right, one step. F to G is our second step, our second tone, and G to A is our 3rd tone, the tri. These are the tri of the tritone, okay? So instead of doing this, E flat 7, we're just substituting that with the tritone, which is A, and doing that. They share these same notes, the 7th and the 3rd, which we call the guide tones, okay? Sometimes theory, the terminology can be really scary and intimidating, but it actually is really, really simple, all right? So any dominant 7th is really 2 dominant 7ths. E flat dominant 7th with G and D flat is also the same as A dominant 7th. A has G and C sharp, really, here is C sharp, which define the chord as well. A is the 7th, C sharp is the 3rd. For E flat, G is the 3rd, D flat is the 7th. So when we as bass players on that progression just go B flat, A to A flat, and we know nothing about this phrase, tritone substitution, we're just moving down chromatically, that is really what's happening, because that A implies A dominant 7th, which is the same as E flat dominant 7th, which would be the 5 if we went like this. B flat, E flat, A flat. Okay? That's a tritone substitution. That's how we as bass players are already doing this, and how we can start to understand this intimidating phrase, tritone substitution, and why it works, and what's actually happening. If you're interested in applying more of these sorts of approaches into your playing, click below. Let's jump on a call. Let's talk about how I can dial you in my bass improv mastery program. We just had our morning coaching call and we talked a lot about this, which is what inspired me to jump in and do this video. Small group calls, we have them twice a week. Everybody gets spotlighted in, everybody gets dialed in on their playing. There's a link to schedule a call with me to learn more about this program below. If you're having struggles with big intimidating theory terms and just want to break it down simply and actually learn how these things can help you, book a call, let's chat, learn more about the program. If you want to learn more about how you can use just one scale to improvise over that 2-5-1 progression, click here.